So today I'm doing the same practice I've been doing for the past few weeks. I'm doing scales, both natural and minor, natural, minor and major, figuring out the fingering for those, making sure I get those right. I'm doing these Hanon exercises. I got this Hanon book, Virtuoso Pianist. I'm also doing some circle of fourths triad exercises, basically kind of doing chord inversions of all of the chords in the circle of fourths. And lastly, there's a book called it's it's never too late to play piano. So doing a bit of that as well. So I'm like 5 minutes in, and what I'm already finding is, and I've noticed this before, doing scales, it's easier to do them faster. So what I'm doing is putting on a metronome. I think it's at 60 beats per minute, because I actually find that more difficult than doing it faster. Because when you're going through the scales quickly, you kind of don't think about it. But forcing yourself to go slower, I think, is better because it's harder. And I don't know, I'm just making sure that I can play it through the scale. I can play the scale through at any pace. So whichever one's hardest, I'm going to do more. I'll show you now. You'll be able to see that the fast one's clearly easier, and I'm probably going to make mistakes on the slow one. What the hell is that? Let me try. I'm going to try it slowly without the metronome. Okay, I think the problem is the metronome. But then that's a good reason to practice with the metronome, because I don't know if it's a subconscious thing, but it is putting pressure on me. So I need to get used to the pressure. Good. I'm working now on the D minor scale, and I've just had a bit of a breakthrough in terms of how to practice it. So ignore these notes which I've made, because that was me trying to figure out how to do it. But the easiest way to get it right in both hands for me is just to focus on the three in both hands, and just all you have to do is aim to get the three, i.e. this finger of both hands, hitting the only black note of the scale. It just helps to kind of break it down into sections rather than worrying about the fingering the whole way through. Just get used to hitting the three on the black notes, and it just seems to run a lot smoother. So getting the right fingering for the scales is proving to be much more tedious than I expected. You'd think it's simple, and playing things over and over again will make you better at it. But it's slow. I am making progress, but it is slower than I expected. Now, I'm not sure how normal this is, but I took a break from the piano for like 2 or 3 minutes to like hang up some washing. And when I came back, all of a sudden, going through the scales at a slower pace with the metronome was easier. Therefore, I think it's okay sometimes if you've been like staring at the same thing, trying it over and over again for like 15, 20 minutes, and it's still bothering you. Take a quick break, come back, and it'll be easier. I don't know why, but it just instantly going through the scales was easier. Go figure. Then, in the midst of all this chaos and difficulty, you have a beautiful, easy scale like D minor natural. Took me about 2 minutes to play it through, correct fingering, slow metronome, and then fast all the way through. 10 out of 10. No notes. I'm looking at the Hanon exercises and I'm on the 5th exercise, so fairly early on in the book. But this exercise in the last few days has been frustrating and difficult for me. But I just sat down and played it through easily. For some reason, actually better than the previous exercises. So I guess that's encouraging. It must be working its way into my brain. I'm gonna play through it now. I'm sure I won't get it as perfect this time because that's life. But let me try. There we go. I can tell you right now, for most of that, my brain was off. Okay, and I think it's because I put in the painful time before. It just, I don't know, I don't know if it's muscle memory, but obviously that wasn't perfect. But I'm just like, okay, that to me is progress. I forgot to show you the cover of this book. It's Never Too Late to Play Piano. Here it is here. Very handy for sight reading. So it starts off very basic with like which finger is which, one note at a time, very simple basic melodies. And the further you go into the book, the more difficult it gets. But each piece is a nice bite size length, might only be like half a page. So it's very good for kind of just making your way through. And yeah, I guess I'll show some clips of the progress I've been making on some of those.